What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Real, the Ratchet, and the motherfucking Ride. It's your girl, motherfucking Nessa Nandez, and we are back with another motherfucking episode, and I'm really excited because I got another motherfucking guest. We got Lovelyy in the motherfucking studio.
What's good, everybody?
And we got her fine-ass homegirl, Daniela, in the motherfucking building. Welcome back, and we're just going to jump right the fuck in. Lovelyy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. And
really
you?
Good. I'm doing real good. I'm happy you guys came all the way here. I know we all had to travel. We love the space.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, check in with him. He produces, so he got the beats for you. He got the space for you. He got everything you need. But yeah, thank you so much for coming, girls. How was the motherfucking ride? I know you're a little far, huh?
We were late.
The traffic, the LA traffic is, or whatever this traffic is.
Right?
I don't even know what city I'm in, to be honest. I just drive.
And are you originally from LA or San Diego?
No, I'm originally from LA, but I've been in San Diego for 14 years.
Nice. How was that transition?
I mean, you know, it's become home.
Yeah. Well, 14 years is a lot.
Yeah, I did it because I got married. So
oh, nice. So
my ex-husband is a San Diegan, so.
Nice. Do you like plan to come back to LA? Or are you good?
You know, I wouldn't mind, but we have a son, and I wouldn't want to move my son away from his father.
He basically grew up over there too.
Yeah, that's that's where
his
he
home.
was, his home, and plus I wouldn't want to take him away from his father. So.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Yeah, maybe.
I bet you better drive up here to get your son.
Shit.
But I'm sure your son is older already, right?
He's 13.
Dang, you got a whole ass teenager.
No, I got a whole ass adults.
Yeah, you have a daughter también, no?
She's about to be 20.
Holy
But she's my sister. I don't give a fuck what you say.
That's how it be.
That's right.
I'm like this with my mom. That's my real best friend. Can you relate, Daniela? Do you have any kids or no?
I have 13-year-olds.
A 13. That's your oldest. So she like your homegirl too. You gotta keep her on game. Yeah.
Girl with them.
I've seen that
For
going
real.
viral on TikTok. Like, this bitch growing up, I'm growing up too. But shout out to all the mommies. Shout out to the mommies.
Yes.
Ain't no love like a mother's love. Shout out, mama.
Facts.
But just to jump right in again, I appreciate you girls for showing up. You guys look lovely, beautiful.
Thank you for
I was like, where to turn up at? Shit. So it is a Wednesday, right?
Yeah,
It's a Wednesday. But you know, it don't matter what day it is on a Real Ratchet and Reckless, bitch. Every day is a motherfucking birthday, a holiday, a celebration. So first of all, let's cheers. What we sipping on? I have my Modelo Negra.
I have a piña picante
Period.
chelada.
And Daniela,
And
what you
this-
got?
I got vodka, boo.
Period. Straight?
Oh, no. We had to have some juice.
But we sipping today. Let's cheers to that.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers to finally coming on the Real, the Ratchet, and the
Yes.
Reckless.
Yes. Cheers to that.
So Lovelyy, let's just jump right in so we can get to the ratchet shit.
For sure. Let's be
I
ratchet.
do want to dive into who you are because I feel like you right now all over social media. If you don't follow Lovelyy, you need to do that right now. We're going to provide the Instagram somewhere down here. So make sure you do that right now. But just like as a follower, because I'm a follower, first thing is your page is loud. Like, it's out there. Like, I see your page, I'm like, oh, she about her shit. And I truly appreciate that because I feel like as a creator or artist or anything that you do, like, you need to let people know who the fuck they are when they come to your page. Like, if you come to my page, I hope y'all motherfuckers know what I'm about. But when you go to Lovelyy's page, like, you know exactly what she's about. And I love that because a lot of people will say, like, you don't know someone through video and pictures, but sometimes you kind of do. Like, if I go to your profile, I kind of know what kind of person you are. And I feel like Lovelyy, your page really shows that you're a true hustler, that you've been in the game and you ain't going nowhere.
Cheers to
Facts.
Period. So let me in, please, a little bit about your journey. I do want to start in how the journey started for Lovelyy and when you realized, like, oh, shit, bitch, I got bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, when did it kick in for you? Like, I can do this.
I was about 12 years old.
Nice.
So I come from a musical background. My mom
I always
sings.
ask that. It run in the family.
My mom sings and she could spit a little bit. And then my brother, my big brother, he sings amazing and he's a rapper.
Nice.
So I grew up with my parents being I grew up in a religious background. So my mom and my brother actually did Christian music.
Oh, shit. Nice.
So I was pretty much brought up into that type of music. But as I got a little bit older and I started to hit my teens, that's when I started running amok. I started
Like
doing
everybody.
my thing.
And you
Started
was
being
in LA.
ratchet. No.
You was in LA todavía?
I was in LA. I was in Long Beach.
Nice.
And my brother he told me one day, he's like, "Do you think you could do music?" And I was like, "I don't know." I wasn't really thinking about it. I was only 12, so I was like, whatever. He's like, "Let me show you what bars are." So he put a beat on. He started showing me what the bars are, how to count them. And then I just started writing a little bit, and before you knew it, I became an excellent writer. Even my brother was like, "Damn,
nice."
okay."
Yeah. So you just carried that out through like what, high school? Like how was your like your teenage? How would you connect music? And I know that sometimes when we become like high schoolers or teens, like we become misunderstood and we do shit we shouldn't do. But do you feel like that your little talent was still connected to every decision you made? Or what was that for you? I don't know if you feel comfortable talking about your teenage years.
No,
because we did some crazy ratchet shit. Like that's where it all started.
You know, coming from the background that I came from, my parents being like so strict about everything that I did, and not only that, my parents were missionaries. So I lived all over the world. I lived in St. Petersburg, Russia. I've been to Austria. I've been to Manchester, England, Finland. Like I've been everywhere you could think of. Moscow, like. Just that was
places we ain't even heard of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was
like,
Prague, dope ass places, and I basically grew up traveling with my parents because of that. But when we lived in Russia, I got really sick. I got really ill, and they had great doctors. This is in the late 90s, and they basically told my dad, "Well, you know, you have to make a choice either to go home to save your daughter because she's really sick." I had drank the water over there, and you can't drink the water because
what you mean, like tap water?
Yes, it's got a deadly bug in it, and I got a very bad infection. I was very ill.
Holy shit!
Very ill. I was about 9 years old, 10 years old. So they had to make a decision to come back to save my life. So that's something that stayed with me for a while because I knew that my dad loved being out there. We had already been there for 4 years.
Oh man!
So we came back, and that's kind of when I was exposed to like the American life again and the streets. And I just, by the time I was 12, I was wilding out.
Fuck. Were you the only daughter? Are you the only, or you have a brother?
No, I have I'm the youngest.
Oh, you the baby. Oh, you was doing whatever the fuck you wanted.
I had 2 older brothers and 2 older sisters.
So were they on your ass though?
Well, my older sisters and my one older brother, they have a different mom, so they live with their moms. But my brother, that I'm under, we have the same parents, so we actually live in the same household.
Oh, okay, so he was on your ass.
But my sister, you know, she was a little bad influence. You know, she gave my little first joint when I was 12 years old. Took me to a little hotel party.
Holy shit! That's why like now I feel like they so strict. Like back then, hotel parties were a thing.
Hell yeah, we would smoke in the bathroom and just put towels in the bottom. We wasn't worried about no deposit for smoking.
Right? Like now, bitch, any little noise, they're like, oh, we gotta complain.
Yeah, you
I'm
gotta
like,
leave.
Bitch,
you gotta go.
I'm just playing some music. Yeah, like now everything's so sensitive and so strict. Damn, hotel parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, dang.
So
your first blunt, 12 years old. What was your first blunt?
Don't lie.
Damn, you got throw me under the bus like that?
Yeah.
Well, I hate 13.
Really?
You had to one up me, huh?
Nice. No, it took me forever to smoke weed. I don't smoke weed like that. So it's so funny because everybody around me just smoke weed, and I'll be with the vibes. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you want to hit it? I'm like, I mean, if I'm fucked up, I hit it. If I'm not, I'm cool. But like weed came to me like, girl, like 19 years old. And then you know what was worse? That my first like encounter with marijuana was a motherfucking edible. And I was dude, and a fucking brownie just to make it like classic. And the homemade one, so it wasn't none from no dispensaries. Like I went to CSUN, it's a Cal State in Northridge. And bitch, I barely got into school there, but I was there for the party. My whole family was so excited. Like, you got into college. And I'm like, bitch, I'm here to party.
Yeah, so, like, what college?
My parents were so strict. And I think that's where I can relate. Like, they keep you so, like, close that the little freedom you get, bitch, it's over.
You wild out.
It's over.
I wild out. Literally, I wild out. My parents had me since they were so religious.
And then religious. That's another thing.
We couldn't listen to music. Like, music that was on the radio, we couldn't listen to it.
That was the devil, huh?
It was all Satan. Any music that was not Christian, it was considered secular music. It was considered of the devil. Yeah. But I started sneaking music. My first ever thing that I snuck was Tupac.
Period. You can't go around with that one.
Period. No
tampon.
At least
he's spitting facts. Mm-hmm. At least he's spitting facts. Ain't not that wretched shit.
And then Lauryn Hill was one of my favorites.
Nice.
The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. So, Even though my parents didn't want me to listen to music, I still did.
And did your brother break the rules as well? So he was listening to music. Was he a big like Tupac fan?
He is absolutely a big Tupac and a Biggie fan. You know, grew up a lot listening to like Fat Joe and Big Pun. Rest in peace, Big Pun. Rest in peace, Pac. Rest in peace, Biggie. Damn,
all the good ones go. All the good ones go.
Damn.
Everybody knows that. But
so
Tupac, what's your favorite Tupac song?
Oh man, there's so many.
Okay, your top 3.
Okay, let's see.
There's so many.
Smile.
Oh,
I Ain't Mad at You.
Love that.
Mama, Dear Mama.
Hold
Let's
on.
see. 2 of America's Most Wanted. Brenda Got a Baby. Shit, we could keep
your
going.
head up.
Keep your head up.
Oh,
we
that
could,
one hit different.
Hit
him up.
Hit him up.
Hit 'em
First
up.
off, fuck your bitch and the click you claim.
West side where we ride.
Come in quick,
Bitch.
quicker. You claim to be a player,
But I fucked your wife. Okay, anyway. So shout out to Tupac once again, forever living, for real.
Shout out to Tupac in Cuba.
I'm glad that you get to be part of like, I feel like the only reason why I know good music and gangster rap and good old school hip hop music is because of my father, right? So like my parents had me at a really young age. I'm a 90s baby. But I feel like anything after me, they don't really know. And even if you know Tupac, like I feel like you don't really know what that smell like. Not that I know what Tupac smell like, but like I grew up in an environment where my uncles and my dad like bitch la carne asadas and they're all fucked up in Tupac, and I'm right there like a little girl playing with my cousins, like, you know, that smell, that environment, and like I feel like that's what it's all about. So I feel like you got to definitely be a part of that, you know,
for sure,
like that generation of that good music. And now that you do music, which is crazy for you, I'm sure, like listening to Tupac growing up, like who would think that you wouldn't even think that you'd probably really be on a mic like what you do now?
Yeah, exactly.
So how did that also roll out? Like, okay, so you started doing music. How did mom and dad find out you was even, you know, like when they found out?
Well, when I first started doing music, we started kind of doing, we used to have like Christian concerts. There were conferences, and then we used to do hip hop music. It was still hip hop. Yeah. It was just Christian.
It was saying other things.
Yeah, it was saying other things. But once I started getting like really out there in the streets and started running amok and doing my shit, like I knew I couldn't be talking about that kind of stuff because that's not the life that I was living. So I started to talk about the life that I was living at that moment, which was drugs and gangs and a lot of pains that I was going through as a young kid. And that's basically how I rolled out. I did my first song when I was like 14. I hit the studio. I recorded a song with my homegirl. She actually got me to step out my shower. Shout out to Baby Girl. Nice. This is back in the Snapper and Capone days.
Oh shit, okay, Mr. Capone.
She used to ride when it was Snapper and Capone. She used to ride with them, and I met her on the motherfucking party line. Okay,
the party fucking
621-1212. What you know about that? I know the number.
I have my crazy ass cousin that literally introduced me to that. So she's I think 3 or 4 years older. So that was her shit.
Yeah, it was. It's
hiding in the phone with under the pillow at night because your mama catch you with that little flip phone, bitch. It's over. You get caught. Fuck the party. Hold on, let me get the party night low.
You know, you're now entering room 3. Say hello. What you know about that?
That's fucking crazy.
They be like, yeah, what song? Where you from? It's your homegirl sang, girl. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
That's so good. That's a good recording right there. We're gonna put that in one of your songs in the beginning.
That's funny.
You need a song called Party Line. That's it. We need some of that.
Party Line it is.
Fuck. So yeah, he's on the episode kinda, right?
Yeah, so you know, like I met her through there. We ended up being really good friends. We're friends till this fucking day. Nice. And that was like 17, 18 years ago. Like I said, shout out to my girl, Baby Girl.
Shout out to the long-time friends.
Shout out to long-time friends.
Hell yeah.
So she took me to the studio and we did a song, and it was a man, it was the most ratchet.
Do you still have that?
It was, man, it said, let me say I'm a freaky bitch, a kinky little sneaky bitch. I'll get it started and leave you standing with your dick in your hand. You 1 minute man, so what the fuck you got to say to me on my stage? Where was it? What did I say? I'm very qualified for my age. I may be young, but I'm experienced, and I know how to... We did it. We would have done.
I'm very experienced for my age.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Imagine your parents just play on that.
Mm-mm.
Fuck.
Thank God they didn't.
Going on replay.
Oh.
Like, did I hear right?
It's on
Yeah,
YouTube.
oh shit!
You can
Really?
find it on YouTube.
I'm gonna, bitch, don't play me. I'm gonna play that shit right now.
It's on there.
Don't play with me. I want to hear this. Don't play with me. I love that little ratchet shit.
I'm
like
a freaking bitch.
You know.
It's on YouTube for sure.
Do you know what it's called?
You know, if you search up "baby girl" and let me see if I can find it. But for sure, it's on there because I have heard it.
And is baby girl still doing music?
She actually not doing music right now. She's in the family, into the family stuff right now. But she definitely opened a lot of doors for me.
That's dope, and that's such a young age. Poor grandpa.
And she literally, you know, she opened a lot of doors for me. Ultimate's baby girl, I think. Up. And I appreciate that because, like, that was a beginning, like, to my first.
Even kind of getting out there, right? Like, now it's like, post a video on Instagram, but, like, to get out there was a part of line. You better say something important.
Yes.
Yes.
You better say something good.
Oh, my God. Yeah. I have a feeling I'm about to find this song. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Are y'all ready?
It is.
Are you serious?
Between love and hate.
Oh, shit. Hello? Yeah, what's up, mama? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah? For tonight? How many you got? All right.
That's what's up.
All right, then. Hit me up later. All right, hell yeah. All right, then. Hey, dog.
Check them hyenas out right there.
It's all feeding me, dog.
I'm
trying to get at this hyena, homie. Hey, pass me that Leño right there, big red six. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm hella faded, doggy. Hell yeah, watch out. Check it out, dog. I'm gonna spit to this hyena, homie. Watch out.
Go ahead,
Damn it. Hey, what's up, mommy? What's your name?
Shit, they call me baby, don't me, huh? What they call you?
Hey, check it out. They call me Baby Joker. You're hella fine. What's up?
Shit, what's up with you?
Hey, well, me and my homie Rascal right here. You know me and we're trying to get at you guys. What's up?
What you got, nigga? This is
All right, we got Salah, mommy. What you got?
This is what I got, nigga. Check me out, I'm a freaky bitch.
Oh.
A kinky little sticky bitch. I'll
this
get
you?
you started and leave you standing with your dick. In your hand, you 1 minute man. So what the fuck you got to offer me and my stage? Trust me, boy, I'm very qualified for my age. I may be young, but I'm experienced. And I'm old enough to take care of business. But are you gang enough to play a my game? Or just a little boy that's too young in the brain? Cause I don't got time for the fucking bullshit. Only for the ones who know how to work the shit. I don't need a 1 minute man gangster. That calls himself the energizer. I'm a pretty little bitch. I can hang all night and knows how to work the shit so fucking right. Trust me, boy, I'm good at what I do. Cause I ain't the type of bitch to talk shit that ain't true. I speak words that turn into action. Like give my man nothing but pure satisfaction.
Bitch, this is a banger. This is a banger.
This shit's 15 years old, 17 years old.
This is me cruising down Slauson by the Wingstop.
Check it, bitch. Let's begin the introduction before you get all wet and that cause combustion. I be that young Casanova that'll roll you over. Bitches bragging, not the size or how you work it. Yeah, fucking right. You better have big tits and a shade tight clip. Hazel green eyes, no fucking lies. I hope you know I'm the one with videos.
Shout out to the homie Joker. I was so young.
But you know what? Like, that's kind of what, like, put yourself out there. Like, I could do this shit. Like, that's amazing to hear that.
Yeah.
Like, no, real shit. Like, that's so cool to look back and listen to. Like, that's when it all, like, really kicked off for you. Like, oh, shit. Like, you in the studio at 13 years old. What?
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
What?
For sure.
Dang. So, you start going to church. Back to my original question was when your parents found out you actually were doing music. Were they upset?
You know,
I feel like they always push school, like Latinos. You know, they always push school, and I'm like, no, bitch, no.
I think they really didn't have control at the time because when I really started recording, I was about like 14 or 15, and by that time, when I was 15, I was already going to be a mother. Like I had my daughter when I was 16, so I was already
shout out to the teen moms
trying to live my life.
I'm sure it was hell like my mother, but y'all did that. You did that.
Yeah, I did. You know, now she's about to be 20 years old.
That's crazy.
And everywhere we go, they're like, you guys are sisters. But you know, so my parents, they really kind of lost control of me at that time, and I just kept doing whatever I wanted to do, and I just kept doing me, and I got in a lot of mess. I got myself caught up in a lot of things as a young mother that I wish I never did, obviously. But
you know what? I always say that because we think about not the bad decisions, but yeah, like the bad decisions that we made that our parents try to keep us from making because they made them most of the time. But I really feel like if it wasn't for those things, how would our head be so strong? How would our soul be still putting up through shit and still even be here today? You feel me? Like even hopping on a mic, even being on a mic, even being here with a friend and a loved one, like through all the shit we're going through. Like if it wasn't through those kinds of shit, who would have you waking up looking this beautiful, still getting dressed up, still showing up? You know what I'm saying? And still being positive. So I think that that's also really important, that sometimes the shit we've been through, and I'm sure you've been through way more shit because you were already a teen mom, so I already know all the baggage that go with that. I don't have kids, but my mom was a teen mom, so it's like I think about these women and I'm just like, well, you here today, you know, and if it wasn't for them things, you wouldn't. You would think like, what would be of you if you didn't go through those things? And as ugly as they probably are, that don't nobody know, and don't nobody need to know, and nobody needs to know, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like just pushing forward, like it's made you who you are.
Exactly.
You know, but
it really has. You know, and it's pushed me to be able to drop the music that I drop. Like I go through stages of what I do with my music. So I used to be in a group with my ex-husband. We were known as Smoky Loco, Miss Lovelyy.
Smoky Loco?
Yeah, Miss Lovelyy.
I like that.
Yeah, so we were a group for about 13 years, but obviously we parted our ways a few years ago because I got divorced. But you know, shout out to him. He's doing his thing. But for me, I'm going through stages. I'm transitioning. So right now I'm in the biggest transition of my life because I'm adapting to being a solo artist, and I'm really being able to dig deep in myself and talk about things that people ordinarily wouldn't touch on or things that you wouldn't want people to know because they're so personal. But I feel like at this place in my life, in this music right now, that I want to just be completely transparent with people. Because either way, at the end of the day, I face a lot of ridicule and judgment, period.
Anybody, at the end of the day, somebody gonna be talking.
Yeah, so it's like
somebody gonna be talking.
So I've gotten to the point where it's just like it doesn't bother me no more. It doesn't affect me the way it used to. Maybe 10 years back I would have went on a rampage and talked shit to a bitch online, but it's like I've gotten to the point where it's like,
for what? It's
pointless, because regardless, you're gonna talk shit, and regardless, I'm gonna still do my thing. So
and it ain't paying your bills.
Yeah, if you're not
in the business that pay you, bitch, I don't pay you.
I
don't pay you.
You know,
like
I ain't paying you no mind.
Right.
Period. Point blank.
Last year, I was about to start giving out W-2s because these bitches was in my business.
Right.
I said, "You're a motherfucking employee of the month, bitch."
Hey, cheers to that one.
Oh,
cheers. Oh,
I'm running out, bitch. I'm running out.
So, you know, I dropped a few projects. So I got my Ain't Messing With My Grind, which is an EP.
Okay.
It's got 5 songs on it. And then I just dropped on September 1st my full album, which has 16 songs.
The Hustle one?
Hustle and Heart.
I love the cover, the heart. It's like a heart with money.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, bitch.
Because the way to my heart is money.
Period.
You know, I spent a lot of my life wasting time on things that were irrelevant, that wasn't not going to take me nowhere. And I feel like at this point in my life, it's like, show
if you
me
ain't
the money.
talking money, I don't want to talk.
Like if you ain't talking money, please do not disturb my peace.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing nothing for free. I've done my freebies. I've put my work in. I've earned my stripes. And you come with 500 or just don't hit me.
I love that, Lovelyy. And also to just dive in, so let's talk about the transition. So right now you're in your biggest transition, you mentioned. So yeah, as you said, you did music with your ex-husband. How was that, like, literally the break off? Because I'm sure it was a certain kind of sound, and now you talk about how you have a different kind of sound. How hard, and just for the creatives and artists that are out there, sometimes I know with artists that I've talked to, it's so hard for them to let go of a certain sound. And it's like, because you've known it, that's all you know. But how do you know it's time to switch things up? And how is that? Because new shit is scary.
Yeah.
So how would you say finding your new sound, how was that for you?
You know, it was great. It was a great experience, because when you're in a group with somebody, they have a lot to say too, especially when it's male dominant. So I felt like I fell more into the category at that time of Chicano rap.
Okay.
Which, shout out to Chicano rap, shout out to everybody. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not trying to be boxed into Chicano rap. You know, so when I transitioned, I had to be more open to, like, not just West Coast beats or West Coast bangers. Like, I started fucking with some trap beats or with boom bap beats or even like R&B shit. It's all about trying new things musically, because you really never know what you got inside of you until you start processing
up and branching out.
and processing the changes in your life. If you're changing, your music got to change. I can't always talk about drugs. I can't always talk about gang violence. But what I can talk about now, the stage that I'm in, like I went through that, so I spoke on it. Now the stage that I'm in is, I could talk about drugs and violence, but I could talk about how they affected me in my life. So that's when it comes to my new album that I'm working on for the new year, which is called Stormy Weather. And I already did my first song, and the song is called Stormy Weather. It talks about what I lost being in the gang or what drugs did to me. Now we're going to talk about some real shit, because everybody wants to talk about how great gangs are, how great drugs are, but nobody really talks about how it breaks up family and it brings division, and people go to prison for life for drugs and murder. And
we're going to get into that. So everybody talks about gangs. Everybody promotes it. I honestly, personally, because I have my father and my aunt and everybody that was involved. Mm-hmm. But personally, I'm from South Central. I grew up in South Central. So it's like I got to see it where it was really active when I was younger, when my parents were young. And then now it's like kind of chilled out. It's kind of like, what are gangs now? But you're right. A lot of people don't talk about, everybody be so down for their hood. And I feel like I'm at an age where I'm realizing that people that really want good for me and are there for me is my family. Correct. You know, friends are cool. I have good friends. I have great friends. But at the end of the day, them friends is going to look out for themselves. So when we talk about gangs and doing time, people be so shocked when they own be turning against them. Yep. But it's like, what you thought, bitch? You thought they was going to go down with you? Mm-hmm. And nobody talks about that, bitch. People be scared. And gang banging and all of that, it starts at a very young age. It does. So you scared. So you rat, and people go to jail. You don't want to go to jail. And then you realize people are not down for you. But in reality, in general, I don't support gang violence or any of that. I know it was part of my culture and the way I grew up. But you're right. No one ever talked about how mentally fucked up that is to an individual, what the consequences are, and what it does to you in the after you've left it. Yeah. You know, so I'm glad to even hear you touched on that. And what would you like to even talk about, like bring up about that? Because that's a very serious topic.
You know, when we say like, people, they praise gangs and they praise drugs and violence, and I get it. And you made a really important point right now when you said it's part of our culture. Mm-hmm. But at some point, we got to break that cycle. At some point, we got to break the chain. Because you got 13-year-olds, you got 10-year-olds, you got 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds that are dying in the street every day because of gang violence. Now, when I look at a gang, I look at it as a family. I look at it as somebody that's having your back. Protecting. But that's not the case. Mm-hmm. Everybody is all drugged out, methed out. Like, people have let drugs consume our communities. Drugs consume our communities. I've dealt with drugs in my own community, in my own home. So I see how it breaks families. Mm-hmm. At some point, us as a culture, as a people, we got to break those cycles. Because I'll be damned if just last year my son was in juvenile hall because of gangs. I vowed to never let my kids go through that type of situation. So to see my son do 6 months in juvenile hall, when he got out, it was over. I was like, we're not doing this. And I was able to help him and guide him to actually change his life around, and that so much that he graduated from high school in 11th grade.
Nice.
You know, right now he's looking for a job, and he got his shit together. It's possible. It's possible.
And you know what? You probably caught it at the perfect timing, girl.
Yes, I broke that
cycle.
Because
a lot of us, and that's what we need to remember, that as the generations that go older, like, we have that power. Because if you think about our parents or our grandparents, bitch, my grandma did not. Yeah, I think about my grandma, like, and everything she's put up. And shout out to my uncle, because my uncle has been locked up since I was 11 years old, and I'm 27 years old, and he got locked up even before 21. You know, to the same bullshit. And it sucks, because as my grandma, what does she know? What does she know about, like, even gang violence or even LA? She came from another country. Yeah. What does she know about what's going on in the streets? If I tell her, that he would tell her F stands for fantastic on the report cards. Like, you know, they don't know. Bitch, they don't know. And, like, you lie, and it's so sad because they're so helpless. These are family members that come from other cultures, and they don't know how to find help. They just got lowered. Mm-hmm. They just got faith, you know. They just have God. And sometimes, as much as God has gotten us through so many tough things, physically he only up there and he only in here. Physically, he can't help you, really. You have to find it in you. And for our parents, like for you to have that power to change your son's life, because a lot of parents that were first generation or were immigrants that come here, they don't know what the fuck to do with a child like that that's in the streets.
They don't.
They scared too.
Yeah, they are. That's facts.
And so shout out to you. Shout out to you for having that power to even switch that up for your son, because you obviously had a different upbringing. And I'm sure your mom was probably frustrated, your parents. Like, they're so religious. It's like, what the fuck do we do with Lovely?
Yeah.
Lovely ain't being so lovely.
They didn't know what to do. They didn't know what to do. Let's go.
Go live. Yeah, do your thing. Do your thing.
Yeah, because I was banned from going live for 4 months.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
That's right.
Really?
I posted something and people started, I don't know, people go and they report your shit. Once you get reported, like, they ban you from going live because they feel like you're going to go on there and show your coochie or something. You know what I mean? So 4 months.
Shout out IG. You a real bitch. Anyway, so
scary.
So you get to have that. You get to have that privilege to turn your son, because literally you probably caught it at the peak, like when it could have been something else.
Yes.
You know, and like you said, you don't want that to repeat. You don't want that cycle to repeat. And it's up to us. It's up to you. Like, we could really change these cycles, and it really just takes willpower and just connecting it back. So you went through your tough shit, right? You talk about drugs. You talk about getting venus. How was the transition coming out of that? Because clearly you out of it, right, Lovely?
Well, don't get it twisted. I'm still G.
You're still down.
Don't test me. I'm still down. But I'm saying, like
transition.
The transition is basically, it comes to a point where it's like, what do you really want in life? What do you want to represent? What do you stand for? What are you teaching your people? You know what I mean? I don't want to be the reason that somebody says, oh, Lovely taught this kid to go out and be violent in a gang and he killed somebody. Yeah. Her music made somebody shoot somebody. This kid died of an overdose because she's talking about drugs and she's glorifying drugs. So he stuck a needle in his arm and he's dead. I've come to a place where I don't want to be that person that leads people astray. Mm-hmm. So I figure, because I've passed that, it's time to start talking about the aftermath, the effects of what it did to me in my life, and how it affected me. And they're going to hear, once you start listening to that music, you start saying, okay, now I get why she's so hard up sometimes. Yeah. It's...
Well, anyone that's hard up, I think that a lot of people are so quick to shut off people that give you a vibe like they don't want to fuck with you or they're not about you. It's like, anybody that ever gives me that vibe, I'm like, they've been through some shit and they ain't got time for any kind of bitch. They don't got time. So you got to prove yourself to those good people that have been through a lot, that you're worth even their time. No, honestly, and that's respect. That's like that OG respect. Like, anybody that I come up to or anybody that I talk to, like, I mean, if you could read people. If y'all know, if you get the beauty of reading people, you could read people. But sometimes when people are just not fucking with you, don't take it personal. Right. Don't take it personal. They ain't fucking with you for a reason. They've been through a lot and they don't got time. And if you got that good energy, that person eventually will open up to you. So I'm sure that clearly we have this space. And I also thank you for just even reaching out on us, even having a conversation, because we originally just met through Instagram. Yeah. And I think that's what also COVID has taught us. Like, y'all can't hang out. Y'all better message each other. Yep. So shout out to Lovely for just for us even meeting each other and just creating a vibe that I saw through your videos, through your energy, through your messages, and just like always, like I always say this in every episode and I'm going to say it again, Lovely, like, just thank you for being part of another guest that comes on the Real Ratchet and Reckless and doesn't prove my gut wrong. Yeah. You feel me? Because, like, good vibes are good vibes. Yes. You can smell that shit from girl, you can smell that shit.
Absolutely.
The aura. So I thank both of you girls for just coming very positive, very excited, very beautiful, honestly.
Thank you.
Beautiful, pulled up,
so
just ready.
You.
Thank you, Mama. Just ready to just show out. And again, thank you for the good vibes. That's what I wanted to say.
No doubt.
Yeah, Lovely. So real quick, what's next? Like, the album's about to drop. Where's Lovely been? What's she doing? Where can you find her? Like, what is good to come and tell us about this new Lovely?
All right, for sure. Let me break it down. So, like I was saying, I got the 2 albums out, the EP. So right now I'm working on a new album, which is Stormy Weather, which is more about the struggle. And I got shows coming up. I got a show tomorrow.
Nice. Where at?
In San Diego. Okay. I'm going to be opening for Quentin Miller. He's pretty poppin', and so I'm getting put in positions I'm getting lined up in the perfect positions. I have a show on October 30th at La Santa in Orange County, opening for Sad Boy Loco.
Period
poo. Period poo. Period no tampon. And so that's what's going on there. Also, I made it a point for the past 6 months to make sure that I'm dropping a video every month.
Yes.
So I got about 5 videos
visuals.
out.
Yeah, visuals be everything. I love videos.
We're
A lot
about-
of people don't watch. I love music videos.
I love it. We
They're
just did
so
a,
entertaining.
we just did a badass video. It's called Pimp.
Period. Okay.
Pimp, and it's called Pimp stands for put it in my pocket.
I like that.
Because if
I
you
like
ain't
that.
putting it in my pocket,
I don't
you
want
ain't giving me a
some.
profit.
Hey.
Okay, and I'm all about the profit.
Period.
So I just did that song with my homegirl Wicked Baby Doll. She's shout out to
Nice.
Wicked
I've
Baby
seen
Doll.
her, yeah.
That's dropping on Friday. So I'm super excited about that. I'm gonna be working on a couple other videos. Shout out to Honcho. Shout out to my team POD. Shout out to Young Black. Shout out to Just Drew. Shout out to everybody that's had a hand in on everything that I've been doing. I'm really proud of myself. I've come a long way.
Yeah. And I think anybody that listens to this or see this, like, we can see that.
Yeah.
It's in your voice, girl. It's in your vibe. And even you just sharing what you share, like, that means a lot. So just thank you for sharing that in this space. Like, I truly
Absolutely.
appreciate it. What was I going to ask you? What would you say, like, to anybody? Because I feel like you give me that, and you've said it, like, you've been through so fucking much. Like, you were a teen mom, your parents were religious, they were strict, you flipped out, you were fucking, you was being you a little badass. You was on a party line. Okay, she gonna drop a song.
621-1212.
I already told her I need that. And you're about it. And you came out of it and realized what was meant for you. You found out what you needed because you were probably always giving. As a mother anyway, we're always very, well, now I'm going to say I'm not a mom. But I don't know why I feel like I'm...
Because you have that motherly love still.
I do. And shout out to my mama because, like, I'm literally just like her. It's fucking annoying. Like, so how giving we are. That feeling of just always giving, it's obvious that you about your shit now.
Yeah.
You know, and you're about your family and you make sure they good and you're doing good and you're still chasing your dreams since the party line, 12 years old, 13-year-olds. So what would you say someone that literally, or anyone, and just people that come from your same environment, your story, because I'm sure your story, thousands of people have your story. You know,
Sure.
not the same one,
But similar.
but similar. So what, and they want to chase something, and maybe it doesn't seem like it's working out, because I'm sure there was times where you felt like music wasn't working out.
Absolutely.
Right? Like the tough times.
Yes.
So what would be like your little message to those people that feel like, fuck, this maybe is not for me, and they've been through like something similar?
You're going to know if something's for you.
Yeah.
But there's going to be a lot of times that you are going to want to give up. Man, there was nights I wanted to give up. And I said, fuck this. Why am I investing in this? Why am I pushing this out if I'm not getting the support? And there's hella rappers that know me and don't even share or support. And I feel a lot of it has to do with nobody ever wants to share somebody who might be greater than them.
Oh yeah, of course.
So, but me, I don't look at it that way. I think it's because I'm so confident in my music and what I'm doing that when I look at everybody and I look at my people around me,
You don't
it's
mind
like,
sharing.
I don't mind sharing because what you got going on don't scare me. You know what I mean? Like what you eat don't make me shit. So I think there's a lot of problem that people talk. I see a lot on the internet, a lot of people talking about unity, but the ones that are talking about unity ain't even bringing unity. The ones that are talking about
Oh, girl,
love and
that
support
part.
ain't even loving and supporting
part.
on their own people.
It be over when the camera's off.
Yeah.
It be over when you're not logged into your Instagram.
I've
Because when
hit
you're
people.
not logged on your Instagram and you meet these people and you know these people and you're like, damn, you're really not what you preach.
Exactly. And even on the internet, sometimes they be not what they preach. I've had people talk about support, and then I'll drop my video on their DM and they'll leave it on scene or they'll like it, but they're not sharing it. So that's not support. So don't come on the internet and talk about support, and get mad at me when I don't share your shit, because you're not doing nothing for me. You know what I mean? I'm about my people, don't get me wrong, but I refuse to let my people take advantage of me. I'm not a pushover. I'm definitely not a punk.
Yeah.
So if you want unity and you talk about unity, then be about what you're speaking about.
Period.
And Ross is just empty, pointless words.
And I think that's what it really be, though, like, not to shun on people. I mean, yeah, kind of, to those
We
kinda
shunning
people.
today, girl.
Yeah, because it's like the main people that talk the most that you see under comments is the real people that be real quiet in real life. You get me? Like the trolls that be under comments, the trolls that report, bitch won't report when it's time to report in real life.
Yeah.
So what's crazy is like don't fuck with the quiet ones. Don't fuck with the ones that really not telling you shit online, because in real life, bitch, either we won't look your way, or it's really on because it's on. And I feel like internet also like kind of enable those kind of people, which sucks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, sometimes numbers or certain things don't matter on the internet. It's all about when I see you or when physical events go down and I want to see if you pull up.
You know what? One big thing, too, that's kind of crazy. We live in a world where everything is filtered. And I don't mean like filtered, like people don't give a fuck, but I mean
Like the
filtered
selfies?
as far as like selfies is filtered. And I'm cool with filters. I got a filter on right now, but there's times I put a video up the other day with no filter, no makeup.
Yeah.
We still have to show who we are
we
because I
are.
feel like everybody feels like they have to live up to the filter look, the Kim Kardashian look, whatever you want to call it. But I remember just years ago, we used to post pictures with our
No
flip
filter,
phones
yeah.
with no filter, and everybody was still beautiful. So now we're at a point where it's like, you ugly if you ain't using a filter. And I just think that that's crazy that we live in a day and age where now everything is just all by phones and filters. Like, what happened to just real beauty? You know what I mean? We just so uncomfortable in our own skin because these Instagrams and Facebooks are providing us coverings for our scars that we should be showing to people. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why we got our voices.
True
Catch
that.
you with a filter on, but you still gonna hear the realest.
But you know what? You don't even need a filter, boo.
No, yeah. I mean, look, bitch,
You're
I'm
looking
never afraid.
good.
Thank you. I ain't never afraid. Y'all seen everything. I'm never, and I feel like it goes back to confidence. Because confidence, you could be real cute, but confidence is within.
Yes.
I'm like a big, because bitch, I've looked my shittiest and nothing, I could see the baddest bitches. But at the end of the day, like, it's about how you feel in the room. Are you still gonna hype the baddest bitch if you in a bun with no makeup on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about making others feel like they're still great, because every fucking person in this universe is so different, and people fail to see that because they want to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
But it's like, bitch, do you. People are still gonna recognize you for you. They're not gonna remember your lashes, your hair. They're gonna remember what came out of your fucking mouth and what
Yep.
you acted like. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, remember that that's what leaves. Yeah, you're gonna be like, okay, maybe she smelled good, whatever. It's always good to look good, because when you look good, you feel good.
Yeah,
Period.
exactly.
So I love getting dressed up. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's who you are in the presence that you leave that really people really remember you for. So
Exactly.
fuck the filters. Fuck what you have to do. It's what comes out of your mouth and the way you move. That's what people gonna remember you for.
It's how
Not
you
for the
carry
number on your
yourself.
profile. Not, they're gonna remember for that encounter they had with you and what came out of your mouth and what you acted like. So if you show the realist, I feel like people will show that. And like you said, don't try to bring people down when they're trying to do the same. Support your people, because we always talk about this, that as Latinos, especially as Latinos, like, we have a lot of work to fucking do. We do a lot of physical work. We grind. We're hustlers.
Inner
Everyone knows
work.
it's the inner work, girl. Really help your girl out, because if you look at any other coaches, they got each other's back.
Yeah.
And we know that. So as Latinos, we really need to stop, because that's what Latinos do. I'm Mexican and Salvadorian. One of them always be like, ¿Did you viste al amarillo? ¿Viste que ya tiene otro novio? I'm like, who cares?
Siempre tiene nuevo
Y yo le miro que entra, and I'm like, who cares? She doing her shit.
Let her live.
Yeah, like we said, like, why does that affect you? Why does somebody else's life affect you? It don't pay you.
You know why it
Tell
affects
that
them?
bitch look good. Who cares? She got 10 baby daddies.
You know why it affects them?
Because they not happy.
Because they ain't got the balls to live the life like
that
that. So
Marilu
they're going to go, you know, let
Yeah.
Tia Concha live,
Well,
man.
yeah, it's always hating ass comments that shows insecurity.
Mama got to have a life too.
Yeah, well, yeah, that
That's
part.
what I
Shout out
know.
to the mamas again. All right, Lovely and Daniela, is there anything that you guys want to bring up that you feel I didn't get to touch on, or want to bring up or share that you want your listeners to know? Or do you feel like we missed out on?
I feel like
It was
we hit
good,
some
right?
good points. We
It
was vibing.
good. It was a good
Support.
real vibe. Yes.
Support.
Hustle, get through your stormy days. We got your album you already working on.
Stormy
And
weather.
You just dropped one.
Stormy weather.
I love that. Lovely, please let the listeners know where the fuck they can find you.
For sure. So you can find me anywhere music is available. I'm on all platforms. I got my own Pandora station. You do have to search me under my old name. It's Ms. Lovelyy, which is MZLOVLY. But I just go on by Lovelyy now. But they're giving me a hard time to take
Changing
the
it?
Yeah, like
Oh,
on
okay.
my musical platforms, it's been difficult for me to transition.
Okay.
But just search Miss Lovelyy everywhere. Also, you can find me on Instagram under official _ Lovelyy, and it's with 2 Y's, LOVELYY.
Period.
Poo. Support, follow. I got new music videos dropping. Like I said,
I
Pimp
can't
drops
wait.
on the 8th.
Oh, and Daniela in it?
What's up,
You in
Daniela?
the video? Is she in the video?
Yes, she is.
Period.
She's in the video.
I can't wait to see.
We call her the Hood Selena.
Oh, I like that.
She the hood Selena.
Selena with the underscore.
Mm-hmm.
Where can they find you, Daniela? If you don't mind sharing your Instagram, if you want the followers to know where they can find you.
So it's DA_Niela at 4713, I believe.
Period. Find her little finance there. All right, y'all. I
Mm-hmm.
really appreciate you guys coming through. I love the vibes, the energy. I loved everything you mentioned, Lovely. Thank you so much again for your time, both of your times, and for just traveling out here. You already know what the fuck it is. It's your girl, Nessa Nandes. Don't forget to let your mama know, your tia know, and your abuelita know that the real, the ratchet, and reckless is where the fuck is at. We signing the fuck out.